What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Box Office Ricky, your go-to spot for honest, no hype movie reviews. I'm your guy Ricky, and today we're talking about Super Mario Galaxy. Now look, this one just hit theaters today, April 1st, and no, this is not an April Fool's joke. Mario is in space. It's real, it's happening. Let's get into it. So, the backstory. First, let me give you a little context of how this film came to be. You may remember the first one, the Super Mario Brothers from 2023, right? That thing made over $1.3 billion worldwide, billion with a B. So of course, Illumination Nintendo, we're not done. Back in March of 2024, on March 10 Day, that's Mario Day, March 10th, Illumination CEO Chris Meledandri and Nintendo legend Shigeru Miyamoto officially confirmed a new animated Mario film was in development. And at that point, they were already storyboarding and building out set designs for entirely new environments. Then in September 2025, during a Nintendo Direct, they finally revealed the title Super Mario Galaxy Movie, inspired directly by the beloved 2007 Wii game and its 2010 sequel Super Mario Galaxy 2. And animation was handled by Illumination Studios Paris over in France, with production wrapping in late 2025 before moving into post. And today, April 1st, 2026, it's officially in theaters. So the same creative core team came back on this one, directors Aaron Haworth and Michael Jelenic. Same guys from the first film, screenwriter Matthew Fogel back again, and composer Brian Tyler returned to score it. This time with a full 70-piece orchestra weaving in themes from both Galaxy movies. That score alone, chef's kiss. So let's talk about the story. What is this movie actually about? Here's the setup. We get a backstory on Princess Rosalina, who turns out to be the long-lost sister of Princess Peach. They were separated when they were young after an attack on their home in outer space. Rosalina sent baby Peach down to the Mushroom Kingdom to protect her, and Peach grew up to become the princess we all know. Now, years later, Rosalina is in outer space, raising the Lumas, those little star creatures, on her Comet Observatory. But then she gets kidnapped by Bowser Jr., who is trying to drain her power to build a new planet for himself and his father, Bowser, who at this point is miniaturized and imprisoned back at the Peach's castle after the events of the first film. Meanwhile, Mario and Luigi are living their best lives as heroes of Mushroom Kingdom, but when things go sideways, they join Princess Peach and Toad and their new buddy Yoshi for a full-on galactic adventure to rescue Rosalina and stop Bowser Jr.'s plan. It's a fun cosmic ride. Space, new galaxies, new characters, big spectacle. That's the movie. Now, let's actually talk about who's in this thing, because the voice cast is definitely stacked. Your returning crew, Chris Pratt is back as Mario, Anna Taylor-Joy as Princess Peach, Charlie Day as Luigi, Jack Black as Bowser, Keegan Michael Key as Toad, and Kevin Michael Richardson back as Kamek. New additions include Brie Larson steps in the Rosalina role. She actually had gone in record as a fan of the original Super Mario Galaxy, so this felt a little bit full circle for her, moment for her. And then actually Benny Safdie, yes, the filmmaker, voices Bowser Jr. The new main villain is Benny Safdie is the new main villain, which is Bowser Jr. Donald Glover actually voices Yoshi. I know, childish Gambini as Yoshi. That's pretty cool, right? And that's a sentence I would never thought I'd say, but we have Issa Rae voices the Honey Queen, Luis Guzman voices Wart, and Glenn Powell, who is everywhere right now, shows up as Fox McCloud from Star Fox. That's a pretty freaking wild cameo. So let's actually dive into my thoughts, what I thought. Here's where I'll give you my honest thoughts. Look, I'll say this up front. These Mario movies are fun. They're fun, But what I learned about watching the first one multiple times is that you got to turn your brain off a little bit. Don't overthink the story. Just enjoy the ride, enjoy the characters, enjoy the world of Mario that we all grew up with. And when you come out of this sequel with the same mind, with that, and when you come at this sequel with that same mindset, you will have a good time. Now, here's what I genuinely loved about this movie, and this is actually something I think this film does better than the first one. The movie plays more serious homage to the Nintendo Mario games, like deep cuts. We're talking references from the original Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Galaxy, the whole franchise. The Easter eggs in this movie are next level. I was sitting there grinning because I was catching some references left and right for, all over the place. And for longtime Nintendo fans, that's a real treat. That's the movie rewarding you for being a fan. But let me kind of transition here about what I think of the sequel itself, because the sequel doesn't really quite reach the heights of the first film. The first movie had these standout moments that just lived in our head rent free. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that Jack Black singing Peaches. That was a cultural moment. That song was everywhere. This movie doesn't really have that. There's no single scene or moment that jumps out of the screen the way Peaches did for me. There's a lot of beautiful visuals. There are fun action sequences, but nothing that really that grabs you and says, remember this. That's what's kind of missing from this film. So the first film had more heart and more humor that felt character driven. This one leans a little bit harder in the spectacle and Easter egg hunt. It's not a bad trade, but it's definitely a different vibe. Okay, so let me dive into my overall verdict. Bottom line, your kids are going to love this movie. It is a fantastic family fun. If you're taking the family out Easter weekend, this is absolutely the move. Pop some popcorn, get in the seats, and let Mario take you to space. As a film nerd, I personally found the first movie a slightly more satisfying watch, but this one is still a great time at the movies, and honestly, I'm already looking forward to seeing it again. The Galaxy worlds, the animation, the score, and they're just all beautiful on the big screen. And most especially, if you're a Nintendo fan, you owe it to yourself to go see this one. It's definitely worth the trip, so check it out. Well, guys, that is my review of Super Mario Galaxy. I'm Ricky, Box Office Ricky, and I will have some more reviews coming your way very soon, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. And as I always say, let's close it out the right way. In a world where you can be anything, why not be kind to yourself and be kind to your neighbor? Thank you guys so much for watching. It's Box Office Ricky. I'll catch you next time.